The girl who slept for 9 years. The unexplained case of Evelina Cotton. In 1871, in a quiet household in England, a normal evening slowly turned into one of the strangest medical mysteries ever recorded. A 15-year-old girl named Evelina Cotton had just finished dinner with her family. Nothing seemed unusual about the night. She spoke with her mother, prepared for bed, and went to sleep like she had done thousands of times before. No one in the house could have imagined that the simple act of going to bed would begin a mystery that would last nearly a decade. When morning arrived, Evelina did not wake up. At first, her family thought she was simply sleeping deeply, perhaps exhausted or unwell. But as the hours passed, concern slowly turned into fear. Her mother tried shaking her gently. She called her name again and again. There was no response. Alarmed, the family quickly called for doctors to examine the girl. When physicians arrived, what they found confused them. Immediately, Evelina was clearly alive. Her heart was beating normally. Her breathing was slow but steady. Her skin was warm, and her body showed no signs of illness or injury. Yet she remained completely unresponsive. They tried everything they could think of at the time to wake her. They shouted her name loudly near her ears. They clapped, made sudden noises, and even applied painful stimuli to see if she would react. Evelina did not move. She did not flinch. It was as if her body were present, but her mind had disappeared somewhere unreachable. Doctors attempted several treatments that were common in the 19th century. Cold water was splashed onto her face in hopes of shocking her awake. Strong smells were placed near her nose. Even early electrical stimulation was attempted to provoke some kind of reaction, but nothing worked. Evelina remained perfectly still, breathing quietly as if she was simply sleeping through the entire world around her. Days passed with no change. Then, those days turned into weeks. Weeks slowly became months. Still, Evelina remained trapped in the same strange state. For her family, the emotional toll was enormous, especially for her mother, who refused to believe her daughter was gone. Every single day she cared for Evelina as if she were awake and listening. She brushed her daughter's hair, cleaned her room, changed her clothes, and spoke softly to her as though Evelina could still hear every word. Some people in the community believed the girl would never wake again, but her mother held on to hope with incredible determination. Years passed in this heartbreaking routine. Outside the house, life moved forward. Children grew up, neighbors aged, and seasons changed again and again, but inside that bedroom, Evelina remained exactly the same. Then after 9 long years, something extraordinary happened. One quiet morning, Evelina suddenly opened her eyes. She slowly looked around the room, confused by the unfamiliar faces surrounding her. The people standing there were older than she remembered. Her mother's hair had changed, and the house itself looked different. Evelina blinked and spoke the first words anyone had heard from her in almost a decade. She asked, "Why is everyone so old?" For Evelina, it felt as though she had simply fallen asleep the night before and just awakened the next morning. She had no memory of the 9 years that had passed while she lay in that mysterious sleep. Doctors rushed to examine her again, hoping to finally understand what had happened. Surprisingly, they found no major brain damage, no illness, and no clear explanation for her condition. Physically, she seemed healthy, and her mind appeared normal, as though those missing years had never occurred. Medical experts eventually described the case as a form of prolonged catatonic sleep, but even that term offered little real understanding of why it had happened or how she eventually woke up. The story of Evelina. Cotton spread widely and became one of the most puzzling cases discussed in medical circles. Even today, the strange sleep of Evelina Cotton remains a mystery. Scientists and historians still debate what could have caused such a long period of unconsciousness without permanent damage to the brain or body. Her story reminds people that the human mind still holds secrets that medicine cannot always explain. Sometimes the body continues quietly, breathing and surviving, while time moves forward without the person experiencing any of it. For Evelina, nearly a decade of the world's history simply vanished overnight, like a dream that lasted 9 years.